Welcome to your Mortgage Insider update for this week. Will rates rise, rates fall, then rates rise again? We've had another volatile week as we finish the third quarter end at the end of September. So let's take a look at what's happening in mortgage rates. At the end of last week, this is as of actually beginning of October, a lot of the reports from Freddie Mac and other reporting have come out with rates at 6.75, close to 7%, according to the Bloomberg report this morning. Getting a lot of that information from the Freddie Mac survey. They do this primary mortgage market survey. So this puts out just a weekly report and gives us a good direction and at least a trend. Maybe not the exact rate, depending on how much down payment and your credit scores, but every Thursday we can have a consistent number from a third-party source to give us an idea of what's happening. So if we go back to just over 6 months from now, back in March, we had rates hovering around that 3% range, drop down below 3 a little bit, and then just started the rocket ship. And so one of the things I've tried to share in these videos in the past is ways to keep track of this. And so according to Freddie Mac, 6.7% was the median rate that they were seeing on 30-year fixed mortgages. So in comparison, I've oftentimes pointed out the 10-year Treasury yield as a instantaneous way for just anybody to go in and say, what's going on? What's the direction of rates? So if we take that same time period, we see back in March that we did see that climb until June. And then we saw a fallback, and then we've seen a pretty steady incline until just the last week. We've had the Federal Reserve come out with their statement, their increase on short-term mortgage rates, which we've talked about just recently. That actually peaked at the end of last week. And right as the month ended, fell back below this important line, Fibonacci retracement line, that a lot of the traders out there are using as a kind of a line in the sand, so to speak. This is how a lot of times the pricing and just the direction of things is being set off by these computer-generated trades. So pretty significant fall just in the last few days. And then today, a pretty significant rise, but we're right at that line. So if we can hold here, potentially see hopefully a cresting of overall interest rates, and that would be a super huge sign for positivity going forward in mortgages. But I'm afraid that right now the pain is still here to come, or here to stay, I should say, through at least the end of this year. Most of the Fed members that have spoken since the Fed meeting and their announcement have held true that they are going to create some pain. They realize that they're going to create a slowdown in the economy. We'll see this week on the U.S. jobs report. If that has a potential of changing, they need to see a significant change in the unemployment rate for there to be any change in the rhetoric or the direction of rates. So with that, we'll try to make it as best as we can as we start the fourth quarter. Cheers.